that you are all here. This morning art ritual has been transformative for me more than anything else, because just showing up in these mornings, making these sketchworks, starting my day on a mindful note, sipping on my hot lime chai, and it's just so fantastic how we need so less for happiness. We just need a book, a pen, pencil, and that's it. Our whole world can be contained into this. And so many people have been sending me messages telling how this has been transformative for them, how their days have become more peaceful. And this is in fact been an absolutely amazing experience for me more than anything else. So now, on day four, I was exactly thinking what to draw across these days. We had drawn the Diya, we had drawn the nature camp, we had in fact made a lot of amazing sketches throughout these times. I was thinking exactly what we can do today. And that's when Sanchari told me that, hey, why don't we do something with a mindful Monday? And yes, it seemed like a fantastic idea to me. So today is Monday, the first day of the week, and the perfect chance because people typically talk about Monday blues, but I prefer mindful Mondays. At the end of the day, if you are going for a work, what is the point of cursing it? What is the point of calling it Monday blues? And let's rephrase it. Yeah, let's reframe it. Let's call it mindful Monday. So that's exactly what we are going to be doing today. In today's class, we are going to in today's class we are going to be making a drawing, and that is going to be a symbolic start for the rest of the week. So let's go. Start with me, step as we draw today. Now, before you start, of course, make sure you have your pencils and everything ready, and just take a nice, slow, deep, mindful breath around you. You can treat this like this is not just any um, art that you're just coming randomly. You are here sitting for a morning art ritual, an art sadhana, an art practice. So let's just take this moment, express our gratitude, light an incense if you have, on just take a nice, slow, deep, mindful breath, and then we can we can start. So the very first step that I am going to be doing here is the very first step that I'm going to be doing in this is I'm going to be starting with the central line here, okay? Because my drawing, I'm going to be starting with a line that is along the center. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing a sunflower with the cups, and that is how I'm going to start. So let's start with the central disc, and let's start. So here I'm going to be placing these few elements, and I'm going to be setting aside the space for it. So I'm going to be drawing the space for the cup, and over here I'm going to be drawing the sunflowers. So because I'm not very sure on the exact position of it, and so what we can do is we are going to be drawing like sunflowers. We're going to be showing them as one large circle. Here I'll show you why this makes sense. We're going to be drawing a bunch of we're going to be drawing a bunch of sunflowers in this. All right. So start with a nice large oval, and here the stems. And now inside this, I'm going to be drawing the sunflowers inside this. Okay. So here's how it goes. I'm going to start with the first, I'm going to draw one oval here. I'm going to draw another oval here inside this, and a third oval here. So you see right now these are three ovals, and inside this is the first shape for the sunflower, because where it's not always easy to just draw the flower as it is. We draw the basic shapes, and from those basic shapes we add the details. So now I have this oval. From here I can draw this line that forms this overall this stem like this. See, one, two, three. So you have this, and here I can draw the shape of the cup here as well. So how do we draw a cup? We start with the horizontal oval like this, right? Horizontally long oval like this, and then from this you pull out two lines from the sides and you complete this here. So you want to leave enough, you want to make it nice and white enough, because here is where we are going to be adding a quote onto this. We are going to be adding a mindful Monday quote onto this, and that is how we are going to be drawing here. Start like this and we can do. Yes, awesome. So Deborah, this is our sunflower which you're drawing as a morning art ritual live stream. You can join us right now. You can get your pencil, book, and you can start right away. So you can draw along. It's completely beginner safe. So now on this, I can add the handle for the cup, which I draw like an inverted C. Yes, so I draw like an inverted C, and I'm completing this. There you go. As far as the pencil drawings are concerned, this is all that we need. The rest of the details we'll be drawing with a pen. I just want to take a minute and remind you all that I will be doing these. For those of you who are new, this is day 4 of the morning art ritual. I'll be doing these live streams until April 22nd. So this is my birthday week, and I've decided to celebrate my birthday week with with a morning art, which I'm going to be sharing in the form of these live streams. And subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notifications for all of this. Every day we'll be working on a new and interesting topic, a new interesting drawing every single day, and you don't want to miss any of that. So yes, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and make sure that you get notified for all our upcoming live streams as well. So now I'm going to be starting a I'm going to be now adding in the inking and as well as the details into this. Okay, I'm going to be adding some of the inking as well as the details on this. So let's start with the flower, because that's where I'm going to be starting with this. Let's start with the flower. I'm going to be drawing with the inside this large oval. This is how we need to draw. Since we have 3 flowers inside this large oval, you want to first place a central. This is where the sunflower central is going to come. If you notice, the center part of the sunflower is typically large. It is larger than most flowers. And that's why I want you to draw this as well. In fact, for all 3, you can draw that way. Make the central portion considerably large. How large, you ask me? I will say let this be at least as much as 40 to 50 percentage from the center. You have to make it so that it actually starts to look like sunflower. You see why sunflower is always shown as a symbol of sign and optimism, because sunflower always faces the sun, it faces the light, and that's how we can make our life. We can look at the light no matter how dark everything might seem on the outside. So now after this, I can start off by drawing the petals, and drawing the petals is very very easy. Basically, we have to think of the petals as these pointy shape, which are little organic. So I'll show you an example in one of the pages here. See, typically, if you were to draw the petal as a child, if we were to drawing a flower and a petal, we'll be drawing it like this, right? All same, similar shape, similar size, everything looking same. But instead, here's how I want you to do this. I want you to draw them as pointy shapes, curved, and each one make them slightly different from each other. As in, you're not deliberately trying to bring in a difference, but you're just not forcing uniformity across this. So that makes it look more like a real flower. You can make it curved and sharp, and you can make it pointing towards the left side, pointing towards the right side, and this way you can get very beautiful effects on this. So I'm starting with the flower on the left side. Okay, you can start from pretty much anywhere. I'm going to be drawing these petals here. So you can follow along with me, drawing a petal here like this. Just pull it out, draw it one stroke at a time. You want to make sure that the edges are sharp and clean, and let one petal come behind another. You don't want to force uniformity, like I said. And you can draw these sunflower as these radiating petal patterns that flow out of here. Don't overthink the shapes. Let this let the shapes follow along as you do this. There you go. I have one beautiful sunflower. You can draw multiple petals behind here so that it doesn't look flat. Adding multiple petals behind one behind another. So in between this gap between two petals, you will see that you can add another petal, and that way we can make the flower texture appear very nice and rich. And the same thing I can do for the other petal as well. Let's once again try this out. Nice long petals that are held together. Let one petal come behind another, and between them you can draw one more. After you get a few shapes of the petal, you'll get a nice little hang of it. The key here is making it organic and flowing, not forcing uniformity across, not forcing uniformity, but letting the respecting the natural uniqueness of each of the flowers. If you see in nature, nothing is repeating, right? Everything is distinct and unique. And I think that teaches us a very important lesson that we are all, after all, distinct. Like schools force uniformity, workplaces force uniformity. We are all asked to behave the same, look the same, talk the same, walk the same, eat the same, whatnot. But art is one space where you can allowed to truly be you. You are allowed to make mistakes. In fact, you can celebrate your mistakes, and you can create something that is truly yours. So even when you're drawing along with me, there is absolutely no intent. There is absolutely no need for you to exactly look and replicate what I'm doing. My purpose here is not to coach you. My purpose here is to be a gentle guide and helper along this way. It's you who's drawing, it's you who's creating. So I have another flower here, two flowers. Let's draw this flower on the top as well, which I'm going to be following along. Make these petals nice and long. Feel that in this, the central one could have been bigger. So I'm just going to draw that. If you feel you made a mistake at any point, just draw over them. Okay, you don't have to worry like, oh, I made a mistake, I'm doing it. And if you see the pencil outline that we drew also, only the basics outline we've drawn. The most of the details we draw with the pen. And that's all. And that's how it needs to be done. The pencil is just there to act as a guide so that you stay within a certain limit. You can, of course, beautify it. You can make a nice smiley on the sunflower if you want. You can write words of affirmation on it, because why not? It's your flower, it's your life. So there you go. I have this. I have these three. I have these three sunflowers here. Now, before I add in some of the details into this, let me finish the entire drawing. So here is flowing. This is the stem that I'm drawing as a flowing line. When you're drawing the stem, make sure that you let it bend and flow, not make it stiff. Because if you make it stiff, it looks like a stick, but that's not how the stem flows. So the stem, an organic shape, you're making it curved and flowing. Let's add a few leaves in here. Leaves are drawn exactly like petal, but just you can make them wider. See, that's it. And once in there, you can draw one line inside and then let the follow the pattern of the veins. Can draw these leaves, different sizes. Even one leaf can be bigger, another leaf can be smaller. You can draw the leaf in between them. Draw a large leaf here on the left side as well. We are drawing the leaf across all the sides. See, one of the very important drawing principles which you're using here is the principle of dynamic shape. So if you've seen here, instead of making it flat, I'm drawing it across different directions, and that gives it a 360-degree look. That gives it a surround 360-degree realistic look. And that is the kind of depth that we want to bring into this. Okay, let's now draw the shape of the cup. So after you've done this so far, we can now draw the shape of the cup. If you are just joined in now, you can simply slide back and you can watch the live stream from the beginning. So that's absolutely yes. So if you joined in a little late, don't worry, don't think, oh, where have I got? You can just watch it like a YouTube video. Just scroll back and you'll be able to see. So I'm drawing the cup here, drawing an outside 3D shape. And let's add let's draw this shape for the cup. The bottom, carefully pull the line, and I can do this handle, which is in the form of an inverted C. Looking good. We are now almost towards the end of the drawing. Yes, but before that, we are going to be adding some details to make this come live. So let's start with the center when we are adding the details. Just like how we drew the outline, when we are adding the details, the method is simple. We follow different patterns inside it. For example, inside the cup, when I want to shade, I follow one pattern. Inside the sunflower, I follow another pattern. In the leaves, petals, I can draw another pattern. So detailing is something that you can add your own marks and into it. There is Even though there are no clear rules, still kind of draw the patterns is that it you want to represent what it is. For example, inside the load sunflower, if you see inside the sunflower, it is like very dense, right? Very dense with these. You will see these. You will see these grain like pattern, very dense. And so, in order to get that effect, what you can do is you can place these nice thick dots. You see, nice thick dots, and so you can call it stippling. Okay, but instead of this, I just call all of them textures. So see, I'm just placing these dots inside them, and notice how this is suddenly coming to life, right? This is coming to life. Yes, good morning, Sanchari. So now here I'm going to add a slightly less green. See, when I'm drawing this as well, rather than keeping it flat, making more dense on the inside, most dense on the outside, and leaving a little gap on this between that. Let's do the same on the top as well. As I do this, I stipple for more dots. More dots along the center, just nice and thick stippling, and then a lot of dots along the side. Okay, even though you will feel compelled to just quickly shade it, but adding this dot like effect really gives it a nice matured inked look. And that is what you want to do. For the third one as well, once again, let's put these dots here, stipple them, you'll get a hang of it. And carefully and mindfully, each dot as you put them, pay your attention on it as well. Like give your mindful attention on to creating this. Uh, there you go. Three nice dotted this. Hit the like button if you are loving this process so far. So now from here, I can add inside the sunflower. Again, what I do is when I'm drawing inside the sunflower, basically I put a few strokes from the petal inside going outwards. That's it. So from the center of the petal, I'm just pulling out a few strokes that go like this. So one or two strokes from each petal. See, just flick the pen like this inside the petal. For this as well, let's just flick the pen inside the petal. That gives it a nice realistic feel without even you having to try so hard. So let's just, just you can place a few dotted lines and flicks inside each petal. The key is inside each petal you flick it. So that gives the sunflower a nice textured like feel. See, instead of the petals looking bland, just by placing one flick or a dotted line inside it, suddenly this starts to come alive. And here, what I can also do is I can just darken along this edge here. See, just darken along this edge. It's a small touch. These are all small touches. It's like, the cherry on the cake. But yes, if done right, it can make a lot of difference. See, suddenly this petals starts to look more. They tend to get a pop out of the page. Just along these edges. Don't darken uniformly everywhere, that makes it look cartoonish, but just a little along the center and edge. And that gives it a nice strong feel. You can use different colored pens for this. You can use orange, yellow pens. You can use, you can, of course, after this, you can add a watercolor wash. You can paint over it. There are unlimited options as to what you can do with this. So here, now the stem. Again, I can draw inside the stem with a few lines that I just pull it in. Just a few strokes that you just carefully pull it in. My favorite is to just draw with a black pen, but of course you can use color pencils, colored pens. You can use watercolors over it. You can later paint it with the coffee if you want. I'm adding these strokes inside the leaf. See the same vein pattern that I had done. I'm filling it more internally like this. Carefully draw out the lines so that you are getting this. There. Now the leaves, you can darken them, the stems and the leaves, and next step, I can draw inside the cup. Now, how do I get that feel inside the cups? Is that this looks 3D right now, the flowers and this is there. I want to just get that feel of the 3D feel inside the cup. So the way we can do that is we need to understand a little bit about light and shade. Nothing complicated, but typically, let's say sunlight was from here, then naturally inside the cup it will be dark, right? If the sunlight is from there, the opposite side will be dark, inside will be dark. It's just common sense. So we can start with just drawing a sun here to get that, to first get that. Okay, drawing a sun. How to draw the sun? We can draw a circle. Okay, a circle, and from here you can draw radiating patterns. That's that simple, right? Radiating patterns from the circle. Now, if the light is here, then naturally inside here it is going to be dark. So I'm going to shade inside this, and I can shade it very easily with these vertical hatches inside. That's it. Just put these vertical hatches or these strokes inside here like this. See, there are a lot of different ways you can shade this. You can shade it with curved lines, horizontal lines. I'm using the vertical hatching because it's the easiest for me to fill this. So you place these strokes very close together and you fill this space with that. You can even add you can add more depth by adding more lines or darker pen if you have, but basically you just want to shade with strokes inside this. Now that I have this inside ready, I can also just shade on the outside as well. And how do I do it? Same on this. Just let the lines flow along the shape like this. See, a few lines vertical, but just letting it flow along here. I can shade along the bottom as well. Just darkening, giving a little light and shade effect. I can shade along the bottom as well. And finally, I'm adding the shadow as well at the bottom. There. Adding, making this bottom dark, just darkening it, and then adding a few lines at the sides. There you go. And there, my little cup of sunshine is ready. The drawing is not complete when until you write, until you give it a nice Monday morning affirmation. So write something nice, give yourself a nice little morning message because you came here, you joined in, you drew, and you have something absolutely beautiful. And Monday is a great day for you to be optimistic. Monday is a great day for you to be grateful for all that life is offering. So write for yourself a nice little message here. And for me, I am writing here, today is a great day. You can write a nice message, sign your name, write the date, and there you go. That's it. So I hope you all enjoyed this morning. I hope you all enjoyed today's morning art stream here with me. Let me know in the comments, what would you like to draw next? What did you like? What did you not like? And what would you like to explore here in the mornings with me? A few additional touches that you can do on this is, one, you can erase the pencil marks. You can erase the pencil marks and make it very, very neat. Like for example, if you just erase it here, you will see that the drawing looks even more neat. You can erase the pencil marks. You can add colors on it. You can add watercolors on it. You can draw with colored pens, color pencils. You can add coffee paint, and you can color it. You can color it with markers. See, this is what Sanchari made, and she drew it. She added with these orange lines and petals, and I think this looks absolutely beautiful. It gives it a nice little touch and a pop. So of course you can do that. And your imagination is only limited by what you choose to watch, what you choose to ignore or leave behind. And that's it, guys. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow for day 5 and the second last day of this live stream. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.